Kençige nan birer biri Kepterlerge dan birer biri
Ey fikir Uygur uygan uykun yeter. Seni mal yok hem de kesse can keter. Bu ölümden özäňni kutkazmasaň, ey senin halın hater, halın hater.
Külenimin her xili bardır Güllenimin
This morning I saw a man beaten down in the street. It's a horrible way to wake up. There were 24 Chinese men against one Uyghur. They were beating him with clubs and bricks. I've been having trouble sleeping again. Seems like every time I wake up, it's as if I never dreamed. I've been back in Dalian, China a week, and it seemed like my feet still hadn't touched the ground. Dalian is a large port on the east side of the Liaodong Peninsula. It divides the Yellow Sea to the east from the Bohai Sea to the west. It's a big city, but the pace of life here is much slower than the spreading megacities of Beijing and Shanghai. A 100 years ago, Dalian was nothing more than a small fishing town on the southern edge of Manchuria. Today, it is the largest ice-free port in the North Pacific. It's quickly growing into a metropolis with one of the last remaining streetcars in China that connects all of the various squares in the old town center. Archie Guanchan, or 27th Square, is one of them. Dalian is full of numbered squares. 27 Square, 38 Square, 54 Square. It was at 27 Square that I met Mahmetti on a cold March night.
Mahmetti.
We spent many a night huddled around those tables that had barbecue grills built into them. It was a place to discuss politics, and some were known to have participated in the East Turkestan liberation movement, both through protests and riots. I came back to China to find him because I wanted him to tell his own story, and because he had gone missing, and I was worried for his safety. We first came to China on the train from Holland, through Russia, in the middle of winter. It's one of the worst ideas I've ever had. The trains are heated by coal stoves, so they're boiling on the inside and deep freeze on the outside. But what a way to enter China. We arrived in China on March 2nd, 2001. I remember it was snowing as we got out at the station. We only knew one word in Chinese, 谢谢, thank you. We had come to teach English, but it quickly turned into something else. We made friends, both local and international, and one of them invited us to a going-away party at a small restaurant in an alley off of 27 Square. It was an unforgettable night, and from then on, this place became known to all of us as Archie.
还没谈好，他给我们没说好。
Xinjiang isn't really the name of the Uyghur homeland. It's East Turkestan. Xinjiang means new territory in Chinese, like New Mexico. It was the name that the Chinese gave it after their military invaded the area in the late 1800s under the Qing dynasty.
Derde toludu yani Könlenin aramiyim Derde toludu yani Könlenin aramiyim Oynayıp
Speaking of names, Mahmetti is not a Uyghur name. In fact, it's not a name in any language. The Uyghur name is Mahmet, but that wasn't his name either. The Chinese couldn't pronounce his name, so they called him Mahmetti, which sounded like Mahmetti to us, so we all started affectionately calling him Mahmetti.
Ben Şarkı Türkistan'ın Altay şehri doğulgan. Altay şehirde doğulup 13 yaş vaxtımda Cənubi Şinjanın Ağsu degan yeriga sürgün qılıngan ailem bilen. Şu jarayonda Altaydan bir ancha cho'ng boy emas biz, lekin kambag'al emas, eng bir baxtli bir oila edik. Ota-onam, oilamiz, hammamiz mushu 60 bizni sürgün qilgan vaqtidan tortib shu 77gacha Allah vayron bo'lib bo'ldik. Men Altay, Aqsu va Janubiy Şinjanning butun yerlarini ko'rish jarayonida o'zim xalqimning duch kelayotgan masalasini hukumat bilan xalq o'rtasidagi adolatsizlikni his qildim. Onundan keyin u yerdan 77-yili Madaniyat inqilobining tug'ishiga ulgurib Urumchiga qaytib keldim. Shu Urumchiga qaytib kelgandan keyin men ishni yana noldan boshladim. Men bu savolimga javob tepish uchun cho'qim o'zim bir tonilgan odam bo'lishim kerak degan qarorga keldim. Çünkü o vaqtda men bir oila ayoli, meni hech kim tonimaydi. Men 5 bo'lmaydigan tarafim batdi. Xizmatga o'rlashtirish masalasida hukumat bir tutash boshqardi, uni zibiyo bilan boshqardi. Planlıq boshqardi xizmat. Har qanday odamga xizmat berishni moyatgidek kapitalistlar shaxsiy o'z bermaydi, hukumat bir tutash o'rlashtirdi. Aşağının özüde pul tepip, aşağının özüde taraqq qiladigan eng imtiyozli organlar hammasi ko'chmanlarga beriladi. Çünkü Xitay ko'chmanlarini Sharqiy Turkiston ko'plab ochiqib, Xitoyni ayardan etnik singdirib etish uchun ko'chmanlarga butun imtiyoz beradi. Uyg'urlar zodi faqat beqindilikdan boshqa ishni qila olmaydi.
Khao chuan. This is Chinese for barbecue skewers. Uyghurs call it co-op, their version of the word kebab.
你是什么地方？科车，好地方。好地方。你的工作是吗？工作是吗？你的工作啊，烤串。
There's very little work for Uyghurs in Xinjiang, so many Uyghur men and women are forced to come to China's big eastern cities to look for jobs.
啊，多长时间工作？我大连来说9个月了。9个月了啊，快1年了嘛。差不多1年。回家没有？没回家了。明年回家了。明年回家？啊。啊，怎么样？1个月1个月付你还是1年？我们那个新疆人，我们这地方的，吃得好，玩得好，那个钱得好，我们干得好嘛，老板没给说的，没说的啊，马上没有。
This is where I used to live, on Xinjianjia, Century Street, and it was the last place that I saw Mahmetti. We met, had dinner, and then made plans to meet out in his hometown in Xinjiang. And then all of a sudden, he was nowhere to be found, and everyone I talked to told me something different.
محمود بجدونا
这是我的朋友，新疆好菜。来，2块钱的。محمود在哪？不知道。محمود哪里的？回了吗？在家里吃。回的，家里。在哪里？家里。محمود loyandı var. Biz bu çoğun loyandı, biz loyanga barımız.
So far, in the last couple of days, I've had probably 6 different stories about where my... So why not?
54 Square was one of the last places Mahmetti had worked, so I decided to go there and see if anyone knew where he might be. How 停车。到哪个地方？啊，在几个地方？到这里。嗯。为什么来大连？
是来大连开这个 restaurant。restaurant 就是音乐餐厅。因为我们以前做歌舞表演。
啊，好了。
现在没有了。
对啊。你要来没有啊？
He's so drunk. I said it, you brought the woman back home. What happened to Archie Goranchan?
It's here to scream, man.
What happened?
It's a massacre.
I mean, Samba. What happened? They changed it. They changed it.
City changed, you know what I mean?
So much.
City have to it's broken the old building to make the new building.
I know.
Make the cities beautiful.
Beautiful. But they take away the restaurants.
Yeah, right. This restaurant only pays 2,000 or 3,000 a month. You can make a new building, 20,000 or 30,000 a month.
Oh,
Which one is
my
better?
goodness. Exactly. What can you do?
Someone suggested I try the new Uyghur restaurant that had just opened up on Huanghelou, Yellow River Road. It turns out one of the guys working there used to work with Mahmetti at 54 Square, Wasiguanchan. I knew he wouldn't call, but at least I had found someone who knew him. One of the guys there told me about a Uyghur spot in Lushun that I should check out. They said we might find him there.
Mahmoud Jidoma?
Mahmoud.
Ilida.
Ali.
Ili人。
Ali.
没有，这个对不起。2年以前，他有一个饭店，烧烤的饭店在27广场。
Mahmoud. 这个？
对，我的朋友，好朋友。现在他去哪儿？
这个。Mahmoud.
对，知道啊。
What I didn't realize at the time was that he had called a friend he thought might be able to help us find Mahmetti.
You speak Uyghur?
Uyghur?
Yeah.
You speak English?
Yes.
Oh, come sit down over here. Come sit over here.
This is Alim. He's 23 years old, and he's lived his entire life in China. He's a Muslim Uyghur from a small town in Xinjiang.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yes.
你来大连是一天2天？
우릉째?
3天。3 days. Wow, it's a long time.
It's long time.
And the train ride is okay? Not so bad?
Alright.
And what you do here?
What do you do here? 你怎么了？
你的工作？
工作
Yeah.
Student.
Student.
Yeah,
What?
I'm studying cook.
Studying to be a cook.
Yes.
Beautiful, yeah? What, Xinjiang food?
Xinjiang food.
Yeah.
No Xinjiang food.
What kind of food?
Xizan.
What a stroke of luck. Not only had we found somebody who knew Mahmetti, he was looking for him too.
Men yurtimdagi yurtishim Mahmetti Dalyan deb anglab, Dalyan degan anglab mahar ish Dalyan izlab kelsak Mahmetti topolmadik. Lekin uni nariga qattiq qimayapmiz. Endi biz uni yana izlayapmiz.
مش قدم هذا الدالين درات من ده مش قدم دالين ده Uyghur sırtdaki ticaretçilerin kapçılarını tutuşup gitti. Qarpazım xanızlarga çaqılmandık, Uyg'urlarga çaqıldı da bular. Baza boshqalarga tatbiq etgandan keyin men nima ish bo'lganini hayron qoldim. Bir kun turib, bir o'zimni bir tonishi bo'lganda shu baza boshqalarga uni so'rasam, hukumatdan Uyg'ur kapsini satqizmaymiz dedi. Bu kapsini satqizmasa Uyg'urlar qanday qiladi? Nima ish bilan boqadi?
Alim decided to come with us. The folks at Lushun had given us a name for a guy in Beijing and said Mahmetti might have gone there looking for work. We arrived in Beijing in the early morning and headed over to the youth hostel.
Ben 2004-yılda şu 2013-yılda Şinjan Kasp Üniversitesi'ne intam ötküligimde qabul qilgandim. 2006-yılda 7-yilda o'qish bitirdim. O'qish bitirgandan keyin ariq tozirman ishga o'tdi. Men bilan bir maktabda o'qigan xanzballar xizmat qilishga menga yo'q. Nima uchun deb hech ideen o'tmadi. Lekin meniki hozir o'qsa xanzlik saviyam HSKda 7-daraja. Shuni turiblarga men ishtagimda. Biz chunki sababi endi o'qisam sababi Uyg'ur bo'lganim uchun ekan. Ama yurtda xizmat bo'lmagandan keyin. Boshda men birlashib xabar ishladim.
Ko'rinishga 60% Uyg'urlarni ishga o'rlashtirish deb chiroyli so'zlaydi. Mush yerlik millatlarni, Uyg'urlarni, as-sonliq millatlarni ishga o'rlashtirish, ularni cho'qim tarbiyalab yetishtirish, kadr yetishtirish deb so'zlaydi. Endi ular 10-sini bitkizgandan keyin ular haliqdek quruq narsani o'qib cho'ng bo'lgandan keyin ular quruq qo'saq savadsizlik bo'lib onni bitkizdi. Oliy maktabga chiqmagan bo'lgandan keyin endi keyin ularni ishga olmagan dedim deydi. U Xitoylar oliy maktab bitkizilgandan keyin asosan oliy maktab bitkizgan Xitoylar ishga kirdi. Endi bizning oliy maktab kirgizganlar 2% dekelik ish o'rniga kelganlar, hammasi jamiyat ishsiz qolib ketdi. Andan keyin u yoq bu yoq ish izlashga boshlaydi. Andan keyin o'zi mush holga tushib qolganligidan bardosh qilib bermay, o'zining erkinligi uchun kurash qilganlar, so'zlaganlar turmuga tushdi.
Alim got a lead on a Uyghur restaurant south of Tiananmen Square, so we decided to head over there and see if they knew anything about where Mahmetti might be.
Chinese Xinjiang kebab. Good. Sen kaçancı? Hayatını meşgul olma sen. Hayatı sıkıntı etme şeyden yoluna.
是拉面。你们是什么地方？
是南疆的，还是
开始干。
卡什盖。卡什盖。好地方。你们来北京多少？1年、2年？
我来1年了。1年。
8年。喜欢吗？
喜欢。
好地方。好多人。好人。
Senin sözleringe qarab bilaman o'zim. Hamda safar to'nib yetdim jamiyatning ilmini. Ata-ona
Bunlar Uyg'urlarni gapirdi. Uyg'urlar gapirdi. Biz Uyg'urlarni Türk'ün biz Türk işlemasmi mana O'zbekiston, Turkmaniston, Qozog'iston taraf ekanmiz. Shunday bo'lgandan biz nariga bular Turklarni bu Amerikaliklar Turkni kepishdi deb bizni xushimiz deb qaraydi.
我们交个朋友好吗？
啊，好啊，
美国朋友好，
好啊，
拜拜。
拜。Hoş.
Amerikalikmi kim bu? Şu Mahmut Qashqarni bilan talashgan emasmi? Bizning adamni talashgan. Hozircha Uyg'urlar e'tirof qildi. O'zalda bo'layotgan qo'shiqqa e'tirof qildi Uyg'urlarni. Biz G'o'ljiga chiqib, G'o'ljiga to'rt haftadan keyin G'o'ljiga chiqdi, biz tunishib. Ana keyin biz Mahmatni izlab topamidik. Mahmud loyangda bor. Biz u cho'qim loyangda, biz loyangga boramiz.
In 2007, in the run-up to the Beijing Olympics, the government evicted 5,000 Uyghurs from the Ganjiako neighborhood. They said there were too many Uyghurs living in one area. In its place, they put a Xinjiang theme park, complete with Han Chinese dressed as Uyghurs, and serving Uyghur food to Chinese tourists.
你们呢？朋友在这儿？
是的，我在这儿。
啊，好了，好地方。
就是新疆人，
对，新疆人，
不能说中国人。
新疆人其实现在也属于中国人。
也是就是有独立，我们讲的也不像中国人，就是可以说我们不是中国人。
不是中国人。
我晚年不同意，所以我们是中国，我不同意。可是我们只有语言，只有文字，我们说话和写的字和他们不一样。
对，不一样。
现在可以说这个北京是以前满洲的地方，现在哪有满洲？
对。
告诉我，现在看到一个满洲，你是哪个族满洲？会不会写满洲语？不会写。他说话还是说汉语，写字还是写汉字。
对，你看北京这儿嘛，就是属于满族人，都真是不会。
我看那个满洲好，就是一般的什么傣族呀、苗族什么族，他们都是用的汉文。对。不能说中国有少数民族多，可以说没有少数民族，就是少数民族一般都是新疆，有12个民族，他们直接有文字，直接有语言，不用汉文。
那他等于在新疆等于也那要说来也，要按说起来是应该算中国人，是吧？可是他什么都是独立的。
对，有独立，有我们的民族，还是记得有几年以前我们是自己国家，有独立有国旗，也是不同意。
Onundan keyin bu ikkinchi, uchinchi bosqichi ma'rifda bo'libdi. Ularga dars o'tadigan darsni o'lchamli qilib, faqat shu Xitoyning hikoyasini anglaydigan, grammatikani anglaydigan, dunyoning hech narsasini bilmaydigan qilib, shu maktab, o'ttir maktabni bitkizgan odam qala holatda bitirib ketadigan holatga tushirib qo'yibdi.
Odatda Xitoylarniki 2 kilo o'rganishga bo'lgan Xitoylar bizni ishni davet qilganiki nihoyat oson xizmatga erishdi. Alhamdulillah Xitoyda biz Uyg'ur. Bizniki oddiysi Xinjiang Uyg'ur Abnum rayoni degan bilan bu Abnum rayonida Uyg'ur sifatini asos qilibdi bular. Uyg'ur tilini asos qilibdi. Hozircha qaysi bir idora qilsak, qaysi bir yaparsak Uyg'ur tilini e'tirof qilmaydi. Xitoychil deydi. Ammo tijoratchilar qolsa Uyg'urning qo'li qaysi tijorat qildi desak, birisiga navoiylik, yemirsak kapsa yemirsak oshxona. Şu 3 tijorat Uyg'urlar qildi. Boshqasini nima Uyg'urlar qilmaydi degan vaqtida birinchi iqtisod yo'q. Iqtisod topsa, yemirsiga mablag' yo'q.
Endi bizga aşı ismini qo'yib, bu kelgan Xitoylar bu nihoyat biz bilan ittifoq o'tib, biz bilan shunday yaxshi o'tib, shunday xo'shal o'tdi. Ularni o'zini baxtli his qildi. Bizmi garchi ularni qabul qilolmasakmi, Biz cho'qim ular va'dasi turib bo'ptilar biz bilan birga yoshisi mayligu degandek his qildik. Men hoşumni yig'ib, jamiyatni tushunishga boshlagan vaqtimda Uyg'urlar bo'lgunchi, millatchi, radikalist, qoloq degan ismlar bilan atilishga boshladi. Bularning ismimizni shundoq o'zgartish bilan tangla Uyg'ur xalqining xarakterimi, chiroy shaklimi, bo'y turqimi tang o'zgarib maqdi. İntayin stratejiya bilan kelganligini shuningda his qildimki, oldi bilan bizni iqtisodiy jihatdan bo'g'ibdi, oqidan bizni mehnatchilik bilan qaloqliq qishtiribdi. Pul bo'lmagandan keyin.
你们那儿用北京时间吗？
不用，
跟北京时间差多长时间
？2个半小时。北京和乌鲁木齐正好2个小时3分还4分。比我老家和北京2个小时40几分，可以说3个小时。
可是中国都用北京时间呀。
就是新疆是新疆，以前当过一个国家不错，现在还不同意用北京时间。如果你去新疆，有一般人就问你现在，你大姐问一下现在几点了？你问你啊，那给他告了北京时间。
生气了。
也不生气，就有一点点那样啊。那个到现在新疆时间2点，现在北京现在10点不错，现在才8点乌鲁木齐，到时候10点，他然后再问你现在在哪？我问你，在新疆，你吃哪儿的饭？新疆的饭。
打架去。
那不是打架，不打架就是你现在吃在这儿的饭，你在这儿。是别说什么北京时间。你在新疆应该是用新疆时间。新疆人没有时间的话，你用北京时间，就说2句话。
还是河南可能。
We took an overnight train and arrived in the morning. The guys in Beijing had told us about a place in the West Market that we should check out and see if Mahmetti had passed through.
Dünya var this. No. Dünya var this. Efendim üçlük yapıyor. Sen kadar da bu varsa. Görüşmeye verdim yapılarını. Kısken. Dakika çekti bakıyor. Dakika geçiyor. Pasal kita pasal dia kenal kawan pasal kita itu. Ada zaman yang pasal ada. Ada zaman orang selalu pasal ni. Ada waktu. Ada apa yang dia lakukan? Anjing ni cemas. Kalau dia tu yang lagi kau nak jadi guru apa kau cakap?
We'd struck out again, but we felt like we were on his trail, and we had the name of another guy in a restaurant near the train station in Xi'an.
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
Xi'an means Western Gate, and it was the traditional beginning and ending of the Silk Road as far as the Chinese were concerned. Everything east was China proper, and everything west was the Wild Road.
You? Come on. It's okay. Come on, Steven, come on. Come on here.
怎么还要非跑到新疆饭店去？完了，西安的它就火车站周围有，知道吧？新疆饭店做的饭，可是大家都知道，知道吧？火车站的饭它主要是卖给这个外地人。
There was one specific one we were looking for by the train station. The guys in Luoyang said he might be there.
Neçe 10 yılla dankı kimning dankı çıksa şunu çokum yetekçi olup bizni kutquzamikin dep şuningdan umid qilib jo'dim. Bo'libmi erlarni ajoyib erlar chiqadigandek his qildim. Shuning bilan bu 5 tarafdan men jamiyatda qanday qilib bo'lmasin, men o'zim izlayotgan, mening xalqim tatiyotgan azob oqibatga javob izlaydigan bir odamga aylanish uchun nihoyat uzun vaqt izlandim. Men uni qilish uchun men shu vaqtda bu xalqqa yordam qila olaman. Shu vaqtda Xitoy hukumatı bilan suhbatga o'tirib Jungoning ichida men xalqimni tinchlik bilan erkinlikka, odamdek yashashga barobarlikka erishtirman deb oshundoq iroda qildim. İqtisodiy oldi bilan iqtisodiy jihatdan bir millat, mayli ayol, mayli er, iqtisodiy jihatdan yuksalmasa u qad ko'taranmaydiganligiga ko'zim yetdi. Shuning uchun avval o'zimdan sinoqni boshladim.
From Xi'an, we began our ascent up the Gansu corridor, a wide valley between two mountain ranges that many travelers throughout history have described in great detail as their final departure from the traditional Chinese homeland. The distinction was clear between the great river basins below of the Yangtze and Yellow Rivers to the high desert of the Taklamakan and Tarim Basin. We weren't sure where to find him, so we decided to look for a Uyghur restaurant and ask if they had seen him come through.
What?
我们在哪儿？
Jamiye, Uyghur style.
Mahmetti, Mahmoud 在哪儿？
Mahmoud. Gulja.
公家啊，我们去公家。
Yeah.
好。
You keep with me. I can't. I fly. We fly.
Nerede geçiyorsun? Hazır biz Berlin'den Beijing'e, Beijing'den mal Loyang'dan New
Demesi lazım mı?
Yok abi o üzerine gidersiniz zaten.
Peki bize.
Madem evite durduğun ya var mı? Evite durduğun. Ha bak. Üzüldük bu oldu. Bak.
We were really starting to strike out and decided to try one more place before heading back to the hotel. We were running out of options, so we all agreed to head on to Xinjiang and try his hometown. We had some names and places there we could check, so we packed up and started the final stretch toward East Turkestan.
Adet aşağına kırıp, aşağına tanımak yiyen bana oturdu tanımak yiyen aşağına kırıp 3 adam 70 yaş koyduk, bunu men yarım saat oturmaslar ettim. Bizni aldığımız narsalarni tatib edip, qo'yib chiqib hammani başa haydab turg'izib etdi. Xitoylarning poyezi aknachatgan. Odatda ochiqda odamjaq o'tiradigan o'rin yo'q. Sonunda bizni xalqni xarlaydi.
There weren't enough seats on the train, so we were forced to make an unplanned stop in Jiayuguan.
Biz Jiayuguanga tushib, mehmonxona kiramiz degan. Mehmonxonaga kiramiz desak, o mehmonxonalar butun odamlar to'shib ketibdi. Biz amalsızlıkla uyak çökülüp net saat sırtı aylanıp bir kichik yataqqa kirdik. Kirsak bunun chet elliklar yatqizmaydi ekan. Ta'limimiz gerçi mening dalan shu maktabniki o'quvchi kelishkisi bo'lganlikdan yataq tetib oldik.
一个财政员啊，姓林，好，不也那是，好，我好的，有一个名字叫傻的一个人住在这住，我回来了。 89年到俺们没去的，不信教，不信，不信教的啊，每个地方都一样，对，反正我也是。还有呢，有还得有多我知道，有研究室，对的不？ 一研究室，我一个能装一个，一个书在面前，一个面前咱是看的书啊。
The train wasn't coming for 2 days, so we figured we'd use our time there to see a historical spot that Jiayuguan is known for, the far western outpost of the Great Wall. The Chinese had not traditionally settled this land. Instead, they used military garrisons to maintain seasonal control over this part of the Silk Road, in order to ensure trade with the West was kept open and their goods safe. It was said by the Chinese that once you left Jiayuguan heading westward, you had left the world behind.
Biz poyizga biltap, Jiayuguandan Liuyanga bilet aldık. Bilet alsak bu biletniki ağam pul yana asli basla o'xshash biletning o'rni yo'q. Biz poyiz chiqib Liuyanga kelganki Liuyanda yana poyiz tushmaydi biltap Turpandan Liuyanda qumuldan tushmay yana biltap Turpanga keldik. Bu vaqtda biz 10 soat o'ltirdigan o'ri yo'q. O'tib keldik. Yani ki bu poyizun nurgunluğu adamlarga, poyizçılı adamlar şundak nurgun. Lekin oltada oru yok. Alıqtın mağda mı orun yok? Hemmesi mağda alıqladım yeti var bu onun yok sözlerden. Olma şimdi hakkında hanıdan mesela çıkıdığılar demek eşip gitti. Ama biz hazır kelediklerimiz oyğulağı oldu.
We met a Uyghur man in the dining car. He told us about how he was forced to do traditional song and dance shows. He said it was the only work he could find, and still, it didn't pay very well.
Apamız olsa mehnetlerle kadar da cevap vermek. Neden ücretsiz olan ki bu kaldı. Mesela ben bize bu da kesin olsun çünkü yeri bir yakaladım.
We had finally arrived in Xinjiang after nearly a month of travel. We were no closer to finding Mahmetti, but we were determined to learn everything we could about Uyghur culture and their current situation. Because Xinjiang, or as it is historically known, East Turkestan, is a high desert, all of its towns are oases and separated by relatively great distances. It's one of the things that made them such great traders during the Silk Road era. Turpan and its neighboring town Hami have traditionally associated more with China because they sit so close to the entrance of Xinjiang.
Mau VCD day çıkırken mau nimen yesperdim adresini yanıke VCD day'ni gösterdik ya.
We met some guys at a restaurant in the main city market. They told us about another traditional song and dance show on the main street in town. It turned out to be mostly Han Chinese people dressed in strange Uyghur costumes, singing in Chinese, songs made to sound exotic. It felt strange for everyone, including the performers. After that, they took us to their spot, and that was an amazing experience.
China里边一般的钱全是新疆送下来的，我感觉更不愿意。中国还不让我们干别的事，我还不愿意。他们干什么干什么，我还是干。
Şu Mahmut Qashqarning bilan talashgan emasmi? Bizning adamni talashgan. Hozircha Uyg'urlar e'tirof qildi. O'zalda bo'layotgan qo'shiqni e'tirof qildi Uyg'urlarni.
Turpan is the second deepest place on Earth after the Dead Sea, and sits on the edge of the second largest desert in the world, the Taklamakan. It's famous for its beautiful grapes and the underground irrigation system that feeds them, called the Haraz. This system brings water from the Tian Shan Mountains and is a marvel of ancient engineering. It spans around 5,000 kilometers, more than 3,000 miles, greater than the distance from New York to San Francisco. We decided to move on to Urumqi, the Chinese capital of Xinjiang. Alim had lived there before, so we could have places to stay and people to meet with. It was exciting to finally be in Xinjiang, but we could already see the many changes the Chinese government had made to the traditional Uyghur way of life. In 1949, when the Chinese communists first came in under Mao Zedong, the Uyghurs numbered over 80%. But now, with the constant migration of Han Chinese from eastern China, the Uyghurs were hovering just around 40% and were quickly becoming minorities in their own land.
We go from China, we go from origin. Go sit.
你是过来没？啊好。你什么工作的呀？上来找我爸。
不能的编织工艺，能不能？
Xinjiang is the source of much of China's coal, oil, and gas, so many of those who migrate west come to work in the oil industry. Urumqi is the Chinese capital of Xinjiang, though many Uyghurs live and work here. It's a beautiful city, surrounded by mountains, but the tension between the folks from the region and those who have moved here from elsewhere is palpable. Alim wanted to meet up with Yusuf, a friend he had met while he was looking for work in Dalian. Yusuf was back in town now and wanted to have lunch. This is Yusuf. He and Alim met in Dalian when they were both looking for work.
那就我们新疆法律给我们看的不好，这个是全是我们新疆农村受的特产，很多农村人家里这个卖不出去，没有钱了，家里农村衣服都没有，吃的也没有，这个卖不上就没有了呗。就我们卖东西一年能卖100吨、200吨葡萄干，发达的。发别的国家，也中国，也美国，也泰国，也美国，也不是日本，也台湾，全都发出去的话，我们新疆的很高兴。
Bu 3-4 koltukta bulan imalaydı ki bulan. Mağla bu. Açığa mağ orta boş. Biz muharaş edip kimi kaçı faydalanayla? Ha? Kimi kaçı kırım kalayla biz ondan? Azlar abi. 20-30 köy. Bu 3-4 koltukta bulan imalaydı ki bulan. Mağla bu. Açığa mağ orta boş. Mağla açığa?
Late that night, on the way back to the hotel, we came across another strange show. This time, a fashion show, with Russian models wearing modern dresses made from traditional Uyghur ikat silk fabric.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Urumqi.
Urumqi. And
Xinjiang Hotel.
Xinjiang Hotel, yeah. What's up? Urumqi is a good place?
Yeah.
Yeah? 你就在Urumqi多少年
2 years.
2 years you live here?
I studied 2 years.
Study here for 2 years. What did you study here?
Cook.
Cooking?
Yeah.
Chinese food?
Yeah, Chinese, Uyghur, and yes, bagel food.
Yeah.
I know like work, cook.
You don't like to work as a cook?
Yeah, I know like computer and English.
You like studying English and working on computer?
Yeah. Chinese people know like Uyghur. I know like working Chinese. I like coming America and Turkey and working.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning of the story that I had woken up to seeing a man beaten down in the street. Well, this is that morning, and it was horrific. We had just finished getting ready and grabbed some tea when we saw the commotion begin outside. I'll let Aleem tell the story because he knows how it ended.
Today is the 17th of August, and just around this time in 2004, Stephen, Hung, and myself came back to Urumqi from Jiayuguan, Gansu. We checked into a hotel called Xinjiang Fandan. Not sure if it was the day after we checked in or 2 days after that. At the opposite side of the hotel, we saw a Uyghur man was being beaten up by more than 24 Chinese who had spades and clubs in their hands, and that Uyghur man had a knife. We wondered what was going on, and before long they got near to a police station, and the police distanced themselves. In the end, the Uyghur man lay on the ground helplessly. After this incident, I learned that the Uyghur man was a businessman, and some Chinese guys had said something offensive to him, which triggered the clash. That Uyghur man who got beaten up by some Chinese guys was sent to a hospital, and he didn't make it because he was seriously wounded.
Hem de hazır Uygur halkının birden-bir tanlagan yolu kuraş buluş kerak. Çokum mayli qandaqlı bolmasin, tinchlik yol bilen. Hazır Xitoy biz madrasa qirib tashlab tugitdi. Xitoy dunyodan qo'rqmay, nomus qilmaydigan, hatto niqobni ichib tashladi bizga nisbatan. Biz shuning uchun hazır bizga birdan-bir yo'l shu tashqi dunyoning yordamiga erishishdan boshqa yo'l qolmadi, lekin boshqa yo'llarmi chiqishi mumkin. Biz hamda mush tanlagan yo'limizni eng muvofiq yo'l deb qaraymiz. Biz cho'qim adoqchi Xitoy bilan elishib, hammani haqiqatga ochiqmiz, chunki tarix haqiqat. Mutlaq tarixni hech kim o'zgartirib etolmaydi. U Xitoy bir davlat yezib o'zgartirib etolmaydi butun dunyoda. Haqiqat bizning qo'limizda, tarix bizning qo'limizda, bizning o'zimizning mavjudligini biz qandoqli bo'lmasin saqlab qilib, cho'qim hurlikka chiqadiganligimizga.
We immediately checked out of the hotel and made our way to the bus station. China has a really cool system of bed buses. Buses they have converted to all beds, and it's a really amazing way to see the country. We were heading over the Tian Shan, the heavenly mountains, to Gulja, where Mahmetti is from.
Mekten Uygur kişisini yok, memuk Mehmet'i. Ciye daş.
we decided to stay one night up in the mountains and take a taxi the rest of the way in.
Malik unangla kulib ketibdi aytaro. Is from Kazakh, from Uyghur, from Tatar, from Xinjiang, Uyghur people, Kazakh people. Small Kazakh, small Uyghur, small Tatar, many Chinese people. Shit. Altai Kazakh people from. People is Kazakh, right Chinese.
Wubania?
Yes. 500 after. No Kazakh people, no Uyghur people. No and Xinjiang. Many Chinese. Shit.
What he was trying to say was, the traditional homelands of the Turkic groups in that area were being overrun, and eventually, like in 500 years from now, there would be no more Turkic people in this area, and maybe no more Xinjiang. Gulja, also called Ili by Uyghurs and others from the area, and Yining by the Chinese. It's an interesting town of about 500,000 people. It sits in between the southern and northern ridges of the Tian Shan, which run east to west. It's very close to the Kazakhstan border, so has traditionally been more closely connected to Russia and the Kazakhs they trade with. That night in Dalian, at my apartment, Mahmetti had given me the name of a place in Gulja and told me if I was ever in the area, to look for him there. We went to several spots, but no luck. My buddy Hung and I had to catch a flight out of Urumqi in a few days, so we decided it was time to pack it in and head back. We weren't giving up, just had to try from another approach.
You have to change it. I'll do it in a second.
And we just gotta like sit down and then
With it on.
And then get up and walk around just for a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Around the outside's good.
Bunu Xitaylar ko'rsa, mana it video. This is my friend. Name is Hussein. You speaking Xinjiang. Xinjiang knows Uyghur name. This is Xinjiang is Uyghur friend. His name is Turkestan. speaking little. Chinese people, let's say, shoes, 20 years.
Sure.
Jill. What's you speak?
Jail.
Jill, 20 years. My friend.
Because he said.
Speaking Xinjiang, no Xinjiang name is East Turkestan. The Xinjiang name, no Xinjiang.
Because he called Xinjiang East Turkestan.
Yeah. And there is this. It's the Uyghur people and the East Turkestan. So I love East Turkestan. This is East Turkestan. I love. Chinese people can hear, fans me. Bye bye world. See you. Shit.
Ularning ichki siyosatida men o'zim yuqori qatlam ishladim. Raislar bilan birga o'tirib shu hamma mahbiyatlikni bildiganlar bilan aralashib, butun shunday so'zlar bilan so'zlashdim. 2% dini ishib ketmaslikka Uyg'urlarga ish o'rni berdiganlar. Handaki uning oldini ularni qo'rqitish uchun shuning ichidan cho'ngroq, yaxshiroq gap qilganlardan 1-3-4 ni chiqib atadi. Xitoy xalqi Uyg'ur xalqiga yolg'onchilik bilan qo'rqinchoqlikdan boshqa narsani o'rgatmabdi. Mana Uyg'urlarning ish o'rni to'g'riliq, o'zining ma'arifi to'g'riliq, o'zining bir erkinligi, so'zlash erkinligi to'g'riliq. Endi bizning zaminimizni tatib oldi. Biz birga yashasak, bizning zaminimizni, boyligimizni elib, o'zimizni kichkina bir oromimizni bir tinch qo'ymadi-ku. Shuningdek endi Uyg'ur qarshi chiqmay qanday qiladi?
As we headed to the airport, so many thoughts were running through our heads. Would we ever find Mahmetti? What was the future for the Uyghur people? Would I ever be able to find closure for this story, which had been with me for so long? This was Alim's first flight ever, and we were excited to be doing it with him. Up and over the heavenly mountains, back to Urumqi.
Will be landing momentarily. Please make sure that your seatbelt are securely fastened. 乘务员请各就各位。
We arrived midday and went over to a local music shop to catch some music before heading to the airport.
What's problem is people don't buy it. Maybe other countries maybe make money is very difficult, I think.
Yeah.
Here just maybe I can sell something.
No.
I can sell some Chinese for tourists, some other countries too. I can sell something.
So right, but before you have very good shop and they tear down to build something new.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I think it's okay. Yeah.
It's okay?
Yes. Maybe this business for me is better.
So you're saying it's a good thing because it brings tourists and it brings money?
Yes.
But at the same time, they tear down a lot of old buildings.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes. And old buildings will be destroyed and used. If used old buildings don't come as a tourist, we are now developing maybe. So slowly, maybe.
You get there?
Yeah.
We were running late, so we said our goodbyes and headed on to our flight. It was tense getting through Chinese customs with all the video we had shot, but as we passed through the clouds on our way home, we began to decompress and process everything we had seen and heard. The Uyghurs were dealing with so much, and it was only going to get worse. Back home, we returned to the daily grind. But it wasn't long before the Uyghurs were back in the news and something even more strange. We hadn't heard from Alim since we left, and we started to get worried.
New protests have erupted in China's western Xinjiang region 2 days after at least 156 people were killed and over 1,000 wounded in the country's worst ethnic violence in decades.
A couple things were the reasons of Sunday's what started as a peaceful demonstration. The first thing is the Uyghurs, I believe, fed up with the communist Chinese regime, which has been brutally oppressing Uyghurs' political, economic, and social freedom in the last 6 decades. The Uyghurs don't have a right to worship. They don't have a right to a fair employment. They don't have a right to enjoy their cultural heritage. The women and the children under 18 years old and retired government workers are not allowed to participate in any religious activities. The Uyghur language has been banned in higher education system. They impose Chinese language based education system. And despite the economic boom in China, Uyghurs experience highest employment rate. And Chinese government openly discourages Uyghurs applying for high-paid positions. And also the job advertisements, if you look at them, openly discourage the Uyghurs to apply for certain type of high-paid jobs in the society.
Xitoy Şinjan Avtonom Respublikasida faqat Qashqar viloyatida Uyg'urlar qolgan, musulmon bo'lib. Qolgan yeri hammasi Xitoy bosib ketgan. Shuning uchun men qadrlayman Uyg'ur xalqimni, qadrlayman Qashqar shahrini.
We began to hear stories about the Chinese gulag, the Laogai, and how many Uyghurs were being rounded up and put in concentration camps.
Harry Wu filmed the first undercover footage inside the Laogai. For doing so, the Chinese government tried to send him back to the labor camps.
This is top secret. That's why in 1995, the Chinese government arrested me and sentenced me 15 years. They charged me stealing state secrets. Of course, I didn't involve any military, political, social issue, whatever. I just want to find out how many camps.
One reason why China wants to keep this vast network of camps secret is that each is a commercial operation, making and often exporting everything from industrial machinery to cheap consumer goods.
Many prison
Rabia Kadir was said to be one of the 5 wealthiest people in China, but was arrested in 1999 after being accused by the Chinese government of sharing confidential reports with her husband. She spent 6 years in prison and fled to the United States after her release in 2005. I finally got word from Alim, and sure enough, he had been picked up and spent time in one of these camps. He was back in Dalian, so I decided to go back to China and talk to him about his experience.
Hey, Fred, how are you?
How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, come on in.
Thanks, man.
How have you been? I'm okay. Good. Have a seat. Have a seat.
I can no longer stand the fact that Uyghurs and Han Chinese are treated differently, so I left after working there for 3 months. Later, I went to Dalian, cleaning to people and selling kebabs. Local people always ask me if we Uyghurs were terrorists, and they thought that there was lots of terrorism going on in Xinjiang. We know some Chinese police here, and even they would ask if we Uyghurs were regarded as terrorists. My answer to them was a resounding, no, we're not. According to the officers, it's said that whenever they see Uyghurs or people from Henan, police would catch them. If we didn't have ID cards and we happened to run into the police, then they would arrest us.
So now we're gonna go to Tianjinjia.
Okay, I will go to this one, this route.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Cool.
What do you want to take? You want to take the train or you want to take a taxi?
So I think train.
Take the train?
Yeah.
If it doesn't come, you want to take a motorcycle taxi maybe?
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
That's okay, no problem. It's my one more ticket?
Yeah.
5.
5?
One more ticket.
Okay, okay.
One more
Yanga?
yeah.
So.
Yanga 10.
Okay, let's go.
What I want to say is that I got to know Stephen and Hung in 2004 in Dalian, and after some time, we went to Xinjiang together. After having known each other for around 4 weeks, we went to Ulja, and we were trying to look for Mahmetti, but we couldn't find him. Our relationship is quite good, and they're good people, and I learned a lot from them. I brought them to my home, and when we were just about to set off, my family received a phone call. And where do you think this call came from? That call came from our police station, saying that I couldn't go anywhere. The police showed up and arrested me, and they said they have some questions that need to be answered. After I got arrested, the police tortured me. They beat me, they even stuck needles into my toes, and my eyes were bruised up too. I was locked up in Tarim prison. For 8 days, I slept in a cold cell, which is a water prison, and the water comes up to your waistline. Yes, I slept in this water cell. They didn't think of all of this was enough, so they bruised up my limbs too by beating me, according to what they told me. I better forget revealing all of this. The Chinese police say I'm a terrorist, and I got arrested for that. But we're not terrorists, and I never believed what they said. They jailed me for up to 6 months, and then released me. What I want to say to you Uyghur guys in the US is that you guys know what we're going through, and we've come up with nothing to change our situation. And I hope you guys try your best to do something to save Uyghurs from the tough Chinese regime. Fight for Uyghurs.
No, we were also talking about Chinese food and how, you know, whenever he was in the camp, they made him eat food that was not halal, was not kosher, and didn't have a choice what he was eating, and made him eat pork, made him eat other meat that he didn't, you know, he would never eat on his own. About how he was stuck in a small cell where he wasn't allowed to stand up and wasn't allowed to sit down, and didn't see the sun or the moon for 6 months. He said, didn't see the sun, didn't see the moon for 6 months.
6 months, I don't know.
For 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months. Bullshit.
So now we're gonna go walk around town a little bit and see what else is going on. Maybe tomorrow we're gonna go find Mahmetti. Find Mahmetti? Yeah. So man, when are you gonna come to America?
Yeah, I like go to no passport.
Yeah. So what happened with the passport? With the visa?
Visa, you help me.
Yeah.
Passport.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
But what happened like when you went to Beijing?
Beijing. What?
Didn't you go to Beijing? You give money?
Yeah.
How much?
26,000 renminbi.
Yeah. And what happened?
1 month. I am in Beijing hostel, sleeping 1 month.
And?
1 month.
And what happened? What happened?
What's what?
Like, 他们说什么?
You as Uyghur people, sorry, and Chinese. Chinese is it's a 共产 no 政府. Chinese 政府.
Yeah.
Uyghur people, stop, come America.
Yep. They won't let you go.
Yeah.
So what's the plan now?
No plan.
No plan. What do you want to do?
After I come in Dalian.
Yeah.
After you come Dalian, I look in here. Why video?
Yeah, why video?
Odatda Uyg'urlarniki uxlaydi, uylar bilan maqtagan yurtni qarasak, mana bir kichik yezgan o'sha harbiy binolar turdi. Bizniki bu yerda bir nayni ichida yo'q bunday binolar. Chunki sabab biz Uyg'urlarning yurti bo'lganligi uchun. Ali working.
Yeah?
Good. This way.
Where?
This way.
I asked you before.
Yeah, Sakar Ali.
Yeah.
Ali.
He's here?
Yeah, he's here.
I asked you before. You
Ali
said
is not Italian. Ali in Xinjiang, Kumuk. Fine music.
One thing about music, when it's real, they get scared. Gotta slave before the welfare. Ain't no food, clothes, or healthcare. I'm down for guerrilla warfare. All my niggas put your guns in the air. If you really don't care, skunk in the air. Make a nigga wanna buck in the air from a brother locked up in the jump in the air. Shit is real out here, don't believe these videos. This fake ass industry, gotta pay to get song on the radio. Really though, DPs don't let you know. It's just a game of pimps and hoes, and it's all about who you know, not who we are or how we grow. I rap about what I know, what I go through, what I've been through, not just for no dope. Even though the rental, what I'm into ain't for no dope or just for fame. Everything must change.
Meni yurtimdagi yurtishim Mahmetti Dalian degan deb anglab, Dalian degan anglab, mahar qanday Dalian izlab kelsak Mahmetti topamiz. Lekin uni naliga qattiq mayotimiz. Yani biz uni yana izlayotimiz.
Men o'zimni burun boshqalarni izlagandim, lider izlab yurgandim. Hozir hech narsadan izlamay, o'zimnila lider qilib ko'rsatdim. Men Uyg'ur xalqining 20 million Uyg'ur xalqining yukini o'z ustimga oldim. Uyg'ur xalqiga shuni salom aytamanki, shu vaqtdagi heliq oilada o'rtog'i Robiya Qodir qandoq bo'lib lider chiqdi deb javob beraman.
We may never have found Mahmetti, but we did find a way to share his story that is like so many others. And it left us with these questions. Is it possible for both of these ancient cultures to coexist? Can they each preserve their own way of life without coming into conflict? Does one group have to lose for the other one to win? Can Xinjiang, East Turkestan, progress without destroying the Uyghur people? Will we ever have answers to these questions that began in that first moment of meeting Mahmetti?
this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is blue, I'll be looking at the moon.